Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For anyone that may be new to my channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and for today's video we're going to be looking into your career, specifically digging into what obstacles you're currently facing in career and how to overcome them. So this reading is really intended for any of you who are just kind of feeling a little bit blocked as it pertains to career and want to get some guidance and direction on how to make sure that you're on the right path that's in alignment with your ultimate career goals. This was a reading that was voted on my community tab a couple weeks ago when I was asking you guys for some career reading suggestions, and this was the one that did the best ultimately, so that's why I am recording it for you today. So what I'll do in the video is we're going to start by kind of digging into the overall energies, kind of channeling the current situation that's at play in your career. Then we'll tap into the tarot to look at some guidance and advice for you on how to best move forward and the potential outcome for you if you were to take the advice in the reading. So let's go ahead and get into some disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a general reading, so some of the messages may apply to your situation while other messages may not. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Please don't allow it to get you upset or take it personally if something within a general reading isn't specifically resonating with your personal situation. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you could book one with me will be listed in the description box down below. I do offer a specific career reading option, which would be probably the best option for those of you that are drawn to this particular video. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're doing 3 piles today. For pile 1, we have some green Aventurine. For pile 2, we have some blue Chalcedony. And for pile number 3, we have some Bumblebee Jasper. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about your career and what's currently blocking you, how to overcome. Go ahead and select the pile or the crystal that you feel the most connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen reading. See y'all there. Hey, pile 1, if you guys picked out the green Aventurine, this will be your career reading. We're looking into what obstacles are standing in your way as it pertains to your career right now and how you can potentially overcome those obstacles. So we're going to start off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards just to kind of look at the general energies that you guys are facing right now. Then we'll move into the tarot cards to get you some guidance and advice and potential outcome of where things are headed should you take the advice. So let's go ahead and see. So for you guys, we're starting off here with the new moon in Aries. We do have door to personal healing and happiness in reverse. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So for this group, I definitely can see that your career energy right now is directly linked to your personal life and your personal happiness that you are ultimately envisioning for yourself. With this door to personal healing and happiness in reverse, I can definitely see that maybe you guys are feeling, I feel like you guys are starting to be or have been feeling a little bit impatient with Aries here around your manifestations coming to fruition quickly enough. You may be kind of looking around you and feeling like your intentions that you're setting are not coming to fruition, or maybe there are some blockages. Of course, probably there are because you're at this reading, but some sort of frustrations, I think, around the progress that you've been able to make in your career and how this is currently impacting your personal happiness and your personal life in general. With the new moon in Aries, this is a really positive sign because it does signify a time of new beginnings, a time of like a resurgence in energy, a time of really confidently going after your passions. But the thing to kind of keep in mind when it comes to Aries is that Aries has a tendency of being a little bit impatient, and it has a tendency to sometimes be a little bit impulsive. It also has a tendency to be much more focused on self, which is not necessarily bad or good. It just kind of depends on your current situation. And it definitely feels to me that like your personal life, again, there is some sort of direct tie to work right now. Like your work and your personal life are very much intermingled here. New moons are great though, because they do ultimately signify a new beginning energy, right? So there's a new fresh start that's being presented here in your career at this time. And with the Page of Pentacles being here, this is also new beginning type of energy. You know, it's interesting because to me, what this is saying is that you all are sort of at the very beginning stages of a new journey here. And the Page of Pentacles is saying that this is kind of a slow growth, okay? Like Pentacles are the slowest moving energy in the tarot. And with Aries being here, which wants to go really fast and wants things to happen overnight and kind of gets frustrated when we don't get that instant gratification, I can definitely see why you guys would be feeling a little bit disillusioned right now or a little bit frustrated with your situation. This is talking about how right now you guys are at the very beginning stages of this new path. You're still in apprenticeship mode. You're still in the learning zone. Some of you guys, this may be talking about school or education that you're receiving to help better yourself on your career path, to help get you to that next step. But the other thing that's, I think, important for you guys to keep in mind as it pertains to your career right now is that there's a need to be a little bit more strategic with the energy that you have. You guys have a lot of passion, a lot of energy, you know, around your career goals and the ultimate goal that you're wanting to achieve here. And the Page of Pentacles is advising you to really come in and try to take a little bit more of a strategic approach before you channel that passionate energy of Aries. So you want to make sure that when you're setting your intentions, that you're setting them clearly and you're setting them with, you know, a clear plan in place, being a little bit more methodical about your approach to things. And that kind of echoes the energy of the door to personal healing and happiness being in reverse, right? Because, you know, you will not see your intentions manifest if you don't have a clear plan, if you don't have a strategic plan, if you're not being very meticulous about how you're going to achieve results, right? Certain things do take time, right? Certain things need a little bit more time. It doesn't always happen overnight for everybody. For some people, you know, I think when we look at other people's journeys in career, and I don't know why I'm bringing this up to you, Pile One, because I don't know if you've been comparing yourselves to someone else, but I think when you're looking at other people's journeys, it can be really frustrating when it seems on the outside that they're getting something we want just like overnight. You know what I mean? Or they're getting something that we want for ourselves faster than us. But we also don't know sort of the ins and outs of what that person has experienced to achieve what they're achieving now. There was probably a lot more that went into it behind the scenes than what you see on the surface in those results, right? So, you know, maybe Aries is a little bit of a competitive energy coming through for some of you guys as well. You know what I mean? So I think that that's just something to consider and keep in mind, that you're on your own path. You got to focus on self, right? And how you're going to achieve your goals, and your journey and your path may look a little bit different than what somebody else's was. So the other message I'm getting for you guys as I'm shuffling the tarot is, if you guys are like, you know, Aries is that very like self-focused energy, right? Like where it's all about self. And what I'm feeling is, for some of you all, if you are finding yourself in a space where you're kind of feeling like you're competing with other people, or you are comparing yourself to others, reach out to the people that are successful, that have achieved what you want to achieve, and ask them for guidance, ask them for tips, ask them like, how did you achieve that? You know, I'm curious to learn. That could also be super helpful in your strategic planning process, to learn how others were able to accomplish those goals. So let's move into the tarot. We're going to now look into what's blocking you. So let's get some additional info here for pile number one. What's blocking them in career? What's the obstacle here that's standing in their way of success and their goals? A Queen of Swords in reverse. And what do they need to do in order to overcome this obstacle? Seven of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, so I think that the Queen of Swords reversed is again, a lack of clarity around your intentions that you're wanting to set, right? A lack of clear thinking about it. There may be a need here to tap more into the logical side of yourself in order to achieve some of the strategy or to come up with some of the strategy that's needed here. Queen of Swords reversed is a little bit more of a passive energy. It's a little bit more of a passive energy. It's not always as good at setting boundaries. It's not always as good at clearly articulating thoughts and communication. So there's something here around communication and thinking and being clear with your intentions that is posing an obstacle for you. The other message that I'm getting for some of you guys is there could be an issue here with, on the flip side, communication or the action you're taking being a little bit too brash, especially with it being here with Aries. And so you'll have to kind of, be self-aware to your own situation to discern which scenario really applies to you. But I definitely feel for some of you out there, this Queen of Swords could be talking about the way you're communicating and presenting to others is coming across as a little bit brash, or it could just be coming across as a little bit too self-focused, right? A little bit too driven, maybe a little bit too competitive for some of you guys. But I feel like the main message that's coming through for majority of you guys with this Queen of Swords reverse is more so about the clarity and needing to clearly be able to channel your intentions and think more clearly and logically about what you're wanting to do and where you need to go and how to create that plan. There's a need here with the Seven of Wands to kind of like protect your energy a little bit. The Seven of Wands is sort of this vibe of like, standing up for yourself, continuing to not give up, right? The Seven of Wands is about not giving up. It's about continuing to push forward, even in the face of challenges. So I think that there is a need for you all to sort of embody that energy of like, don't give up when you're facing obstacles, keep going, keep pushing through. But this Seven of Wands is specifically about protecting your energy. Do you guys see how she has all of these wands coming at her here, and she's just sitting here in her little protective bubble in meditation, quieting the mind, just tuning out any distractions, tuning out any competition, and going within and focusing on her own self-preservation here. So I think if you guys are in a place where you're struggling to be clear about your intentions, you're struggling to be clear about the way you communicate, if there's a fear of maybe standing up for yourself, what you want to start doing at this point is to go within and protect your energy a little bit. Set boundaries around those things. Meditation, right? Like meditation and sort of quieting the mind is going to help this group to achieve a little bit more peace and patience, I feel. So I want to see, let's get one of these cards. So like if pile 1 was to take the advice in this reading, what might potentially happen for them? We have a 7 of Cups. So the number 7 is significant because it's come up twice here. So if you guys were to protect your energy, if you guys were to protect your energy, if you guys were to try to gain a little bit more clarity and channel your intentions a little bit more clearly, I do still kind of see a couple things. I do still feel I feel number one with the Seven of Cups, you will start to think a little bit more creatively about how to achieve what you want, right? I think you will start to kind of see that there are options out there for you as it pertains to your career path, different things that you can try in order to get on path and achieve the goals that you're wanting to achieve. But I also do think that you guys may still have a little bit more work to do around streamlining, because with the Seven of Cups, this is a very exploration focused card, right? And like we've been talking a lot about setting your intentions and making sure that you are being very clear and strategic about the path forward. But I feel like maybe for this group, there is a little bit more exploration that is needed, and before you're going to be able to properly channel your intentions, right? There's a need here to explore. There's a need here to get creative. There's a need to maybe try a couple of new things. And once you've been able to get this out of your system, I think the path forward is going to become a lot more clear. But I do think for this group, there is still an energy where you may feel a little bit confused coming into the future with your career, because what you need to be doing is trying to kind of explore and uncover the different choices that are available to you, so you're more informed. You're better informed about where you need to channel this passion. I hope this makes sense, you guys. So let's just get a few more cards here just for clarification, guidance, advice. What else does pile number 1 need to know about their career right now and the obstacles they're potentially facing? We have asked for help from others. Wasn't I saying that, you guys? Like, there's a need to get, talk to other people. Don't feel like you have to do it all by yourself, because your competition, like I used to tell, when I used to work in my last job, I was a corporate trainer. I was going into stores a lot for the company I worked for, and my teams would always complain about their competition. Well, my competition, our competition store does this better than us. And I would say, and what can you learn from that, right? Like, there's something that they're doing that's resonating with their client base. So what can you learn from that, right? And that's what I feel you all need to try. Let's see what else. We also have abundance. Yes. I feel like this, and you have peaceful resolution at the bottom. So I definitely feel that like calm times are ahead. Peace is ahead for you. Abundance is ahead for you. And I think having an abundance mindset is going to be really important here too. I feel like you guys need to potentially try to be a little bit more excited and optimistic about this exploration energy here. Really tuning out the noise and focusing on having more of an uplifted, excited energy about where you're currently at on your path. Because I just continue to feel that I feel like this group is really wanting to be somewhere quickly and wanting to take action. But right now, the part of the process that you're in is to explore, okay? Let's see. Let's close it out with one more message for pile 1. What else does pile 1 need to know about their career right now? Okay, so 2 flew out. We have the unknown as your friend, lean in to embrace what's next, and we have be the bridge, expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. So I feel like, again, both of these cards, and look at this, you've won the lottery, make room for wonderment. So that's really tying into that abundance energy and this energy of the Seven of Cups of being a little bit more excited to explore and be creative, and maybe not know all the answers right now about what you need to do, but to just enjoy the process of being where you are. The unknown is your friend. Lean into what's next. So there's a need here to get comfortable with ambiguity and take it one step at a time, right? Embrace the unknown. Get comfortable sort of living in this gray space, this gray area, because this is a time where you're getting to, again, explore and create. be the bridge, expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. This is also talking about expansion of the mind, expansion of your awareness of things. I think, again, asking for help from others is going to really help to support you on your path forward. And I also think starting to think about your career from a different perspective, from an abundance perspective versus feeling sad or disillusioned, or focusing more on the negative of what you don't have. It's time to start focusing on what you do have, because the more you guys can kind of hone in on the things that you have achieved and really notice those things very intentionally, the better that you're going to feel about where you're headed, right? You're going to feel naturally more abundant when you're constantly picking out all of the great things that you've achieved thus far versus when you're focusing on the negativity of not being where you want to be yet. So I hope this makes sense for you, Pile 1. I would love to hear from you in the comments what you've been facing in your career and how you feel like some of these messages may apply to your situation. So please drop me a comment down below. Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, if you guys picked out this blue Chalcedony crystal, this is going to be your career reading. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I feel like the light is just so weird sometimes at night when I record. But what we're looking into today are potential obstacles that are blocking you from achieving the goals you're desiring to achieve when it comes to your career. So we're going to start by digging into just like the overall energy of what's going on for you. And then we'll transition into the tarot and some additional oracle cards to get some guidance and advice on how you can best move forward. So for pile 1, we start off with the new moon in Capricorn. We have the 6th chakra in reverse. So this is the 3rd eye. And we have an 8 of cups. Okay. Current situation. So with your 6th chakra, the 3rd eye being in reverse here, I definitely can see that right now when it comes to career, there's certainly a need for you guys to really start to honor and listen to your intuition. The 3rd eye being blocked is typically when we have an issue with a couple things. Like it can mean that we're not seeing something clearly for what we know it to be. So we're really ignoring the reality of things and not honoring our intuition, not listening to the red flags, but just continuing to exist in something and hope that it's going to change or show up the way our fantasies want it to show up. The 3rd eye blocked can also indicate fears and anxieties, right? Fear about what's to come, fear about the future, ruminating over what's going to happen, ruminating over your career and everything that's going on, instead of being in a place of trust that all will happen as it needs to happen and all will be okay, and trusting and leaning into spirit or leaning into the universe, leaning into yourself and knowing that like it's going to be okay. It's going to work out, right? So I definitely think that there is a little bit of energy of being maybe a bit high strung right now about your career or just being in a place of confusion or lack of clarity, fear potentially around the future here. I definitely feel right now like maybe for some of you guys, you've already been awakening to the fact that there needs to be a change. And this is probably why you're at this reading, because there's a new beginning here with the new moon in Capricorn. And there's this energy here of the 8 of Cups of branching out to explore bigger and better things, branching out to explore greener pastures, right? With this new moon in Capricorn energy, this is the energy of Capricorn is the energy of ambition, right? It's the energy of hard work. And the new moon is indicating that we're at the very beginning stages of a new cycle in your career. And Capricorn is earth energy. It's going to be slower moving energy. This is going to be the energy of needing to be patient, the energy of needing to really be meticulous and detail oriented and really be thinking of the long-term future. So I feel like with you guys with your career right now, you want to ask yourself is where you're currently at where you want to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. And if where you're at right now is making you feel unhappy, then it's time to align yourself with what is going to make you happy. How are you going to achieve the vision that you have in your head for your 5-year plan? And what exploratory work needs to be done so that you can start to plant those seeds now? Does that make sense? So I feel like this group is desiring a fresh start, desiring a new beginning. With you picking this blue Chalcedony stone, this is a crystal that's supposed to be really good for helping you to achieve your goals. It's supposed to be really good for helping you to be clear and focused on the actions and the path that you need to take going forward, right? So, I feel like you guys are already coming into this reading knowing intuitively at the very least that it's time to branch out. And instead of like worrying about it or being in fear about it or feeling like scared because of the unknown, there's a need here to lean into trust. I feel like part of what's blocking you guys is that there's a little bit of fear or confusion because maybe the next step doesn't feel super clear, right? So let's see. I want to move into the tarot and see next what is the obstacle, what's blocking you guys. And I have to just point out, we have our 9 of Swords here at the bottom, which is kind of echoing that energy of anxiety here. So what's blocking pile number 1? Pile 2. What is the obstacle that's standing in their way right now as it pertains to their career? Oh, so we have a Queen of Wands. Okay. How can pile 2 overcome this obstacle of the Queen of Wands? Okay. Interesting. So you guys with the Queen of Wands, I think the issue here is that Queen of Wands is very action oriented. This is somebody who is in charge. This is somebody who is comfortable being in a leadership position. This is someone who is confidently making decisions and choices in their own life and managing those things and stepping into their power. The Queen of Wands, it's also this energy of, maybe at times being a little bit bossy, maybe at times being a little bit impatient. I feel like you guys know that you're very magical, right? Like the way she's holding this magic in her hand. And I feel like there's a little bit of this energy of like wanting things to happen quicker, wanting things to happen overnight, not understanding why it's not coming together for you right now when you have this magic, right? I feel like this group does have, at least the way it reads here, it feels like you all definitely have a great sense of self-confidence and independence with this black cat being here. But what the overall energies are telling me right now is that this is a time of slow progress and needing to get really real and realistic about what your current circumstances actually are and see it clearly, even if it feels harsh, even if it feels like feedback that you don't really want to see or feedback that you really don't want to give yourself. Like, I feel like with this Queen of Wands here, because there's this energy of like confidence and knowing your power, there may be a tendency here to be hesitant to see where you're falling short or where your deficiencies are. You know what I mean? And if you're at this reading, it's because you're facing some sort of an obstacle, and there's a need here to, I think, tune into yourself a little bit more and get real with yourself about what your intuition is telling you and what you're seeing about your situation. This is a time where, with the Hanged Man coming up here, again with Capricorn too, like this is a time to slowly progress, slow down a little bit. I'm also wondering for some of you guys with this Eight of Cups, if the energy of wanting to move on is coming from impatience too, right? There might be a need here with this Hangman energy to try to see your situation from a new and different perspective, because it definitely feels like you guys are seeing it from one type of perspective here with this Queen of Wands, and this is blocking you, and there's a need to kind of see it differently right now. This is Pisces energy with the Hanged Man. Pisces, ruled by Neptune, can sometimes be the energy of, it's beautiful energy of hopes and dreams and fantasies, right? But it's also this energy of illusion and not always seeing things completely clearly, again, with the third eye reversed. So there's definitely a need here to kind of slow things down and try to look at the situation from a different angle, from a different perspective here. And I think also once you kind of come to your realizations of what it is that's getting in your way here, pacing out for yourself that this is a new, fresh start that's going to require ambition and planning and strategy, right? It's not something that's just going to happen overnight because you're just like this amazing person, you know? I hope that makes sense. You guys are totally amazing. And Spirit is saying there's more work that needs to be done here. That it's not just going to happen because you're magical. Like you have to do, there's a different energy that you need to embody here. And it has to do with looking at this differently. So let's see. What's the outcome for you? What's the outcome for you, Pile 2, if you're able to take this advice in the reading? What's the outcome? Okay. We have the Emperor card. Love to see that for you, because this tells me that through kind of slowing it down a little bit, taking a moment of pause, looking at everything from a different angle here, this is going to empower you guys, I think, to make a more decisive and well-rounded plan of action on how you want to move forward. This is going to help you to set better boundaries, set a better framework, a better structure of how you want things to look, how you want things to go. It's going to help you to better understand how to create that stable Capricorn, right, foundation for what it is that you're going after and what you're trying to build here. There could be something about financial responsibilities too that is part of your situation. I mean, obviously career and finances are very much often tied together. But I think there's also improvement here, at least in the way you're managing your financial responsibilities, if you're able to try to put it on ice and see it from a different perspective. So let's go ahead and see what other info you guys need to know. What else should Pile 2, I keep calling you guys Pile 1. What else should Pile 2 know about their career at this time and the obstacles they're potentially facing? We have Ask Your Angels. So yeah, like there's a need here to tap into your higher self, right? Hanged Man, third eye, like tap into your spiritual side, tap into your higher self. What are the messages you're getting when you really listen to your intuition? Let's see. Woo. We also have get more information. So more research is needed, right? And reconsider at the bottom. So there's more research is needed. More time is needed. More planning is needed. Okay. This could be what that Eight of Cups is talking about. There's a need to branch out a little bit here outside of your little comfort zone, because look at this Queen of Wands. Like she's so perfectly content in her little magical area, in her little magical bubble. And I think that you guys are needing to, as amazing and beautiful as your magical bubble is, there's a need to look at it differently and get more information, okay? So let's go ahead and see one more to close us out for Pile 2. We have One with the Sun, be the light. Beautiful. I feel like what this is saying is that you are the light. You are the answer. You have the answers within you. But there's a need to unblock the third eye. There's a need to relax. There's a need to trust in yourself and trust that the universe has your back. This might be hard for you guys with the number 5 here. This indicates a little bit of a challenging energy with the 5, or a change, a shift that you're needing to make in the way, again, that you're looking at things. This is saying, though, that you have the answers within you. And you can illuminate the truth, right? Being the light, illuminate the truth for yourself here. And align yourself with that truth. So pile 2, I believe those are all the messages that I'm getting for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments what's been going on in your career and how you feel some of these messages may be resonating with you in your situation. So please drop me a comment below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye. Hey pile 3, if you guys picked out this Bumblebee Jasper, this is going to be your career reading. So we're looking into what obstacles are you facing in your career and how to overcome them. So I'm going to begin your reading by looking at kind of the overall energy that you guys are working with in career right now. And then we're going to channel some guidance and advice for you using the tarot and some additional oracle cards. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. So you guys start us off here with the new moon energy. We have adjacent possibilities and we have the Magician. Love this. Okay. So I feel like for this group, there's a lot of very hopeful and inspired energy that I'm seeing here. I feel like there is this energy of like whatever it is that you're desiring, whatever it is that you're manifesting it's just within reach, right? Like it's near to you. We have the new moon energy. This is all about new beginnings. This is a great time to manifest a new beginning. If you haven't been manifesting a new beginning super intentionally, this might be a good time to start really channeling those intentions. And with the Magician card coming up here, you know, this is all about manifestation, right? This is all about attracting your desires through the mastery of the skills that you need to get those desires. I feel like what could be potentially standing in this group's way is there may be an energy that you guys have been sort of stuck in. Like there's a need here to sort of open up your mind and look at different options and look at different possibilities, different doors that might open for you, different ways of thinking about your career right now. Because sometimes when this card comes up, it's coming up, especially when I'm thinking about your challenges and what's blocking you. I feel like this has to do with you guys maybe doing things a certain type of way or feeling like the only path that you want to take is sort of this straight path right here, while kind of ignoring or dismissing or not totally seeing all of the other doors of opportunity that are available to you. And so just because the path forward might not be that straight and narrow path, it doesn't mean that it's the wrong path. A lot of times we take little detours that can help us to acquire the skills that we need to better channel our manifestations, right? So with these adjacent possibilities, I feel like you guys need to think about, okay, if this door at this end of the hall is my ultimate goal of what I want to achieve, if I were to take a little detour at this door right here, what can I learn, right? If I took a detour at this door right here, what can I learn? So don't look at taking a pause or taking a stop or taking a slight detour as necessarily taking you off path, because I feel like what you're being guided to do is explore some of these adjacent possibilities. They're going to help you better your skills in order to get where you ultimately want to go, right? So like for this group, let's say that you're a content creator on YouTube and maybe your channel hasn't been growing or you haven't been manifesting clients in the way that you want. If you're somebody out there who takes clients, maybe you're a hairstylist, whatever. I feel like this card would be saying like, okay, maybe this door is a marketing class, right? Maybe this door is customer service classes. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can build the skills that you need to manifest this new beginning, right? And I think for a lot of you guys, this new beginning that's coming in for you is sort of this new way of thinking about things and this new way of exploring the possibilities, okay? I'm also getting for this group, you know, yeah, kind of like what I was saying. It's like nobody's path forward is always just like a simple, straight progression. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to like map out your life thus far and think about your career or think about your love life or just your life in general, never are you going to see a life path that's just going up like this, right? There's always going to be a high point, and then sometimes there's a low point, and then there's another high point, and then it's kind of neutral, low point, right? So the point is, don't be afraid of the detours, because that doesn't mean that you are falling behind necessarily. So let me see what is coming through as the challenge for you, pile 3. What's the blockage? What's the challenge, the obstacle that pile 3 is currently facing in their career? We have a Page of Wands. And how can pile 3 overcome this obstacle? Nine of Wands. Okay. We have a Tower card here as well. So again, there's a need to look at things differently, and there's a need to let go of the old way of doing things, because the old way of doing things, whatever it is that you've built so far, you don't necessarily have all the foundations for what you need to have long-term success right now. And I feel like that's what this card is talking about with the adjacent possibilities. Okay. I feel like the challenge for you guys right now with this Page of Wands is, number one, this is like new energy. This is like new project energy. This is new to my job energy. This is youthful energy. This is beginner energy. It's very excited energy. It's very passionate energy, but it's also young. It's youthful. It's inexperienced. Okay. And I kind of feel like that is what is standing in your way right now, is that there's a lack of experience. I'm also feeling like for some of you all, there's a lot of excitement that you have around your goals and manifestations here, but there may be a lack of really channeling that excitement with intention, right? The biggest thing I'm getting with this Page of Wands, and it's not all bad, you guys, I think it's just this energy of youthfulness, inexperience. You're excited, you're on the path, and you know, the Page of Wands energy can be a little bit impulsive too. It can be this energy of wanting things to sort of happen overnight, or getting bored really easily if things aren't too exciting. You know what I mean? And when it comes to your career goals, this is something that needs to be looked at as long-term. I feel like what you guys are really being guided to do in order to like break out of this energy is to start. First of all, let's look at the energy and the demeanor of the two cards here. We have someone here that's super excited. They're flailing around, just dancing, carefree. Here we have somebody who's very solid, very stoic, very calm. They have like a quiet strength about them, right? So I think that there's a need for some of you guys to, first of all, like slow down a little bit. Don't expect things to happen overnight. But I also think that there's a need here to continue to grind, work a little bit harder if you're not already. And I'm sorry if you guys are. That may not apply to everyone, but the thing about it is the Page of Wands is a very playful energy too. It's a very sporadic type of energy. This is not necessarily the energy of somebody who is working really hard yet, right? They're excited, they're exploring, they want to have fun, okay? With the Nine of Wands is an energy of working really hard, or being close to the end of a cycle that we've put a lot of time and effort and energy into, almost to the point where we feel kind of exhausted. I'm not saying you guys should exhaust yourselves. I would never advocate for that. But I think the point being is that there's a need to work a little harder. Put in a little bit more of that channeled effort here, solid effort, being a little bit more still, right? You can see here there's like this energy of she's also like the Nine of Wands is also talking about protecting your energy or being a little bit guarded, right? And so there may be a need for some of you guys when it comes to your career right now to be a little bit suspicious of others, or be a little bit guarded, or a little bit more discerning about who you're allowing into your space and who you're allowing to influence you right now, because this is a very naive, playful, carefree energy. And you don't necessarily need to be exchanging energy with everybody and taking every little opportunity that comes your way, right? You want to be very cautious about making sure you're taking the right opportunity that's being presented to you that's really going to intentionally help you to channel and manifest whatever it is you are desiring to manifest, right? So you don't need to pursue everything. You can have a little bit more discernment about who you're allowing into your space and what opportunities you're allowing into your space. So let's kind of see, if you guys were to take the advice or guidance in the reading, what would the outcome be for you as the energy stands today for pile 3? Ooh. We have a 2 of Pentacles. So yeah, there's still a little bit more work that's needing to be put in right now, because the 2 of Pentacles is talking about being able to be nimble, adaptable, flexible. It's a need to be able to multitask, right? And this energy of a Page of Wands, while it's very fun and exploratory, and one day it's opening one door, the next day it's opening another door, this may not necessarily be an energy of being good at multitasking and juggling multiple priorities here, right? So there's a need for you guys, I think, to be able to get a little bit better at balancing things. You know what I mean? And I think whenever you guys are able to sort of be a little bit more picky or particular or careful about who or what you're engaging with, you're going to much more clearly see what the real priorities are and get better at being able to balance those priorities. Okay. This also looks to me like there's a little bit of a message about money here too, where there's a little bit of an energy of finances fluctuating or balancing out for you. So let's see what else for pile 3. For career, what do they need to know? We have there's something better. Okay. Interesting. We have recovery. Okay. You guys also have improving health at the bottom, and underneath of that we have the situation will improve. So there could be some sort of physical, you know what? I think for some of you guys, there could be some sort of physical recovery that needs to happen too. Especially with this 9 of Wands being here, this might actually be a message for some of you guys to physically rest and heal right now. It's a message of encouragement that you're nearing the end of the tough cycle of exhaustion. But if that's not the case, I feel like the recovery and then these messages here about improving health and the situation improving are talking about like the career and finances aspect of things. Things are starting to improve. Things are starting to recover. Maybe you guys have recently had a tower moment coming into this video, and that's why you have this new beginning energy and the recovery energy as well. There is an energy of like after a tower moment where things kind of may feel a little like you have a lot of balls in the air because you're trying to rebuild, right? But I definitely think this energy of there's something better coming through is very much echoing this adjacent possibilities, right? Right now, you guys want to kind of think about how you can go about things differently. The path that you're currently on, while it might be really exciting and fun for some of you guys, it may not be the best path or the best method to achieve your goals, right? So diving into those adjacent possibilities and getting really good at multitasking and being a bit more flexible and adaptable, I think will serve you well. So let's grab just one more message for you guys, one more card, just to close out your reading, pile 3. So closing message for pile 3 about their career. We have Afterglow, land gracefully. We also have say yes to your higher calling, be a human, exclamation mark. That's so funny. I feel like you guys might already be kind of doing that with the Page of Wands, even though it's like that's coming up as your challenge. And for some of you guys, it could be that you don't want, like, it could be the challenge is that you guys are the human exclamation mark, right? Like, you guys are very excited about what it is that you're doing or what it is that you ultimately want to do. But for whatever reason, you are being guided right now to maybe that energy of being the human exclamation mark is challenging you when it comes to being able to focus and multitask and really focus in intently on your manifestations. Yeah, so I think this energy of the afterglow of landing gracefully is about looking at your situation from a higher perspective, looking at your situation from a different perspective, kind of zooming the lens out and saying, okay, like, you know, I see everything. I see what's going on. It's been a little tough for me, right? I've had this tower moment potentially. How can I keep myself in balance and navigate a graceful landing after this stuff that I've been through? So it's, again, going back to the Nine of Wands, it's about being a little bit more cautious. It's about being a little bit more careful, maybe a little bit more methodical, particular, picky about the way that you are going about your career right now and the way that you're managing and recovering and healing from whatever you have been through. So pile 3, I do think those are all the messages I'm getting for you, but I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like it's resonated with your personal situation and what you guys have going on right now in your career. So please drop me a note and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I upload new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one really soon. Bye!